As organizations learn the business value of contact center modernization, they've begun to prioritize the development of comprehensive contact center solutions. This Contact Center Accelerator was built specifically to support these prioritized efforts. You can think of this accelerator as part construction kit and part roadmap for building modern contact center solutions that minimize the time to value and maximize the solution's capabilities. This video will focus on helping you get this accelerator up and running quickly. When you finish getting set up, there's also a companion follow-on video you should watch that drills down on what's included in the accelerator and how to use it effectively. If you haven't already, browse to the accelerator repo at this address, and I'll walk you step by step through the Getting Started process. Now, as we work our way to the Getting Started section, I'll point out a few things. We've included a table of contents to help you understand what's in the accelerator and to get at its contents quickly. This overview section shows you what the solution will look like and how it'll be integrated together when you're finished installing it. Now let's talk about what you need to understand and the things you need to have in order to get started with this accelerator. If you just want to demo this accelerator, or you just want to try it out without investing too much time or effort, you won't need a lot of prior knowledge of Power Virtual Agent or AudioCodes Voice AI Connect Cloud. Addressing the prerequisites in this demo-only section is all you'll need to worry about. And as you can see, that involves signing up for trial subscriptions for Microsoft Power Virtual Agent and AudioCodes Voice AI Connect Cloud, as well as installing PowerShell. Now, the links in this section will point you to everything you need to demo this accelerator, and they're all very straightforward, so I'm not going to cover them in this video. You just click the links and follow those instructions and you should be fine. Now, if you are planning to explore the more technical aspects of this accelerator or use it to build a contact center, then you'll need to install both the demo-only prerequisites and the development tool prerequisites. As with the demo prerequisites, the instructions for installing these tools is well documented in the links in this section, so I won't spend any time covering that process either. Well, okay, with that, we're finally ready to get started. Now, there are 4 steps for getting started, and the first one involves cloning the repo. When you finish with this step, you'll have everything you need to begin building a contact center solution. If you have Git installed, you can run this command from a command prompt to clone the repo. If you don't have Git installed, you can scroll to the top of this README page and click the green clone button, and then click the download zip and extract that zip file into a working folder on your local drive. Now, I happen to have Git installed, so I'm going to clone the accelerator using the command line approach. And I'll paste in the command I copied from the README and execute it, and that's it for the first step. In an effort to model realistic enterprise scenarios, this accelerator incorporates several mock services, which are used in a number of the accelerator's building blocks and scenarios. In step 2, you'll run a single PowerShell script that takes care of deploying and configuring those services so they just work and are ready to use. I'll use the same PowerShell command window here to run the deployment script, but I'll need to move the current directory to the deployment folder before I do that. If you're not already logged into Azure, you'll need to do that by entering AZ login. Now, I'm already logged in, so I can skip that step. Okay, so we're ready to run the script. I've copied it from the README page and pasted it here in the command window so I can edit its parameters. This script deploys mock services, so for name, I'll call them Contoso mock services, but you can call them whatever you like. Just make sure that you only use letters and numbers, and the name is between 3 and 24 characters long. For location, you'll need to enter the Azure region you want the mock services deployed to. The script generally takes about a minute to run, and if there are any errors during deployment, you'll see them in the command window, and a more detailed error message will be written to a log file in the deployment folder. When the script finishes, you'll see 2 important configuration settings in yellow text that you'll need to come back later and copy when you get to the configuration step for your contact center assistant. That brings us to step 3, where we'll import, configure, and publish the solution. The accelerator's contact center assistant has been shared as a Power Virtual Agent solution that will need to be imported into your Power Apps environment. To do that, you'll need to go to the Power Virtual Agent portal, and you can find a link to take you there in the README doc in step 3 if you need it. Okay, so I switched over to the Power Virtual Agent portal. To import the solution, you have to click on the settings icon here. Then choose General Settings, and then click on the Go to Power Apps Solutions. That brings you to the Power Apps portal. And now you can click on the Import button at the top here. And now click on the Browse button and navigate to the root folder of the accelerator you cloned in Step 1. And in this folder, you'll see a PVA AudioCodes solution zip file. Select that and then click Next, and then Import. It could take as much as 3 minutes for the import to finish. When the import is complete, the currently importing message here will change to Solution Imported Successfully, and you'll see the imported solution in the list, and that's when you'll know that you can move on to the next step. Okay, so now you'll need to switch back to the Power Virtual Agent portal, close this dialog here, and make sure to refresh the browser page in order to see the assistant we just imported. To open the assistant, you'll click on the bot icon here and choose the Contoso bot from the list here. There's a small bit of configuration that you'll need to do before you can try out the assistant. Click on the topics in the left nav here, and then choose the Greetings topic in the list. I mentioned earlier back in the deployment step that you'd need to come back and copy some configuration values, so switch to the command window and copy the customer service host URL. Then switch back to the Power Virtual Agent portal and paste the copied value into the first configuration input field. What you're doing here is setting the values of a configuration action that will make these values available to any building block or scenario that needs them. Next, you'll need to grab the audio logo URL and paste it into the second configuration input field. The last configuration value is an agent number. There are several places in the building blocks and the scenarios that escalate to an agent or make an outbound call, and when that happens, this is the phone number that'll be called. Using your cell phone number as the agent number here is a convenient way to test and demo the accelerator. That's it for configuration, so you'll need to click Save in the upper right here. Next, you'll need to check on the security setting for the assistant. So click on the Manage in the left nav, and then click on Security here, and now click on Authentication. For the purposes of getting started, set this to No Authentication, and then click Save, and then click Close. There's one last thing we need to do in the Power Virtual Agent portal, and that's to publish the bot. Very important step so that AudioCodes sees this new version of the assistant. So click on Publish in the left nav, and then click on Publish. Okay, so now we're on to the fourth and final step, telephony configuration. You'll need to browse to the AudioCodes portal. There's a link to get you there in the README doc in Step 4 if you need it. If this is the first time you've visited the portal, you'll see a welcome screen, and you'll need to choose the Connect Your Bot to a phone number provided by AudioCodes option. If this isn't the first time you've visited the portal, then your screen will look like mine, and you'll choose the plus sign here. Now choose Power Virtual Agent, and then click Next. In order to connect AudioCodes to your assistant, you'll need to create a bot connection, and that's what you're doing here. You'll enter a name for this bot connection, and then you'll need to enter the assistant's secret key. To get that key, you'll need to switch back over to the Power Virtual Agent portal and click Manage in the left nav, then click Security, and then click Web Channel Security. Click on the Copy button for the first security key here, and then switch back to the AudioCodes portal and paste it into the entry field, and then click Next. The defaults on this bot setting screen don't need to be changed, so just click Create. Okay, so you have your bot connection now. The next thing we need to do is to enable the AudioCode features we want for this connection. So click the Edit on the bot connection here, and then click the Features tab here. A number of the building blocks and scenarios use the features you see here, so your task is to enable outbound calling, call recording controlled by bot, and call transfer. These features are not available in the trial subscription, so if you want to see these features in action, you'll need to upgrade to the Essentials plan in the lower left of this dialog. Nothing will break if you don't upgrade. The building blocks and scenarios just won't be able to do those actions. For example, Human Agent Escalation requires the call transfer capability, so you won't be able to demo that without upgrading. We're done here now, so you can click Close or Update if you made a change. The next thing you need to do is to provision a phone number for your assistant. So click the Numbers tab here, and then click the plus sign. Choose a country, a state, a city, and then click Add Number, and then Finish. Okay, you're almost done setting things up. The last thing you need to do is to connect your assistant to the phone number you just provisioned. Click the wizard button here, and then click the Select button on the Connect to Bot phone number option here. Select your assistant from the list here, and then click Next. Next, choose the Use Existing Number option here and select the number you just provisioned, and then click Next. You can take all the defaults on the Create Routing Rules page and just select Create. Congratulations, you're now ready to call your bot. So go ahead and call the number you provisioned that's showing on your screen, not the 4078 number here. And when you do, you should hear an audio logo and then the assistant's greeting. At this point, you'll be able to explore and demo all the building blocks and scenarios, and a great next step would be to watch the companion follow-on video that drills down on what's included in the accelerator and how to use it. You can find a link to that video in the Using the Accelerator section here, or browse to the video at this link. We'd love to hear your feedback or feature requests, so if you have any, you can submit them on the Issues tab in the Accelerator repo here, and just prefix them with the title of either Feedback or Feature Request. Thanks for installing the accelerator, and good luck.